Hey guys, coming at you today with a super simple keto recipe. These were my mom's favorite snack before she went keto. So for Mother's Day, I'm gonna make her some keto cocoa dusted almonds. So let's get started. Hey everyone, welcome back. If you're new here, thanks for joining me. My name's Alicia and I'm a sous chef with a sweet tooth. And here we make delicious pastries, many from my time as a pastry chef. And my goal is to make the best keto desserts possible. If you enjoy this content, please hit the subscribe button, hit the thumbs up. Coming at you every Saturday with a new keto dessert. First off, I want to thank you guys. I am almost at 1,000 subscribers and I appreciate all the support in the comments. I did sign up for an Amazon affiliate, so I do have links in all my videos for the equipment I use and the ingredients that I buy on Amazon, and I bought a lot of my equipment on Amazon. When I speak of my scale, literally it's $13. I just looked it up and I bought it twice. The first time it just got melted. If you want to support me further, if you click on those links, I do get a fraction of a couple of cents per purchase. So I'd really appreciate it if you guys use my links if you're going to buy allulose or the psyllium husk, the oat fiber, stuff like that. I appreciate your support. Let's get on to this recipe. It is super simple. I've already roasted 16 ounces of almonds. You can use any nuts for this recipe, but my mom specifically loved these cocoa dusted almonds, so that's what we're making. And I also do have another keto nut video. I will link it up there for you. It is made in a different way than these ones because my mom doesn't prefer the cooling effect of so much sugar on the nuts from the golden monk fruit sweetener, because it does have erythritol in it. So I'm using allulose today, but it is a lot less sweet, I found, than the monk fruit sweetener. I did add a little bit of monk fruit just to sweeten it up a little bit. These nuts, now I'll read you some of the ingredients. There's 12 grams of carbs, 3 fiber for a quarter cup, which is a lot higher than just regular almonds. The second ingredient is sugar, then corn syrup, then fructose, and then there's also sweetened condensed milk and molasses powder. So there is a lot of ingredients that we can't have in here. So I'm gonna make it simple and keto friendly. We just got some Ghirardelli Dutch cocoa powder. This one I found, it has 1 gram of carbs, 1 gram of fiber. Don't know how much I trust that, but this makes this no carbs besides the almonds. So we're gonna sift our cocoa powder, some allulose, and 2 tablespoons of the powdered monk fruit sweetener. Always sift these guys. Our sugars are so clumpy, especially this bag of allulose I got. The new one is very clumpy. You want to sift all that together before you even start, because this goes really fast. Cocoa dust. And we're gonna add 1 teaspoon of finely ground Himalayan pink sea salt. That's gonna just counterbalance the sugar. You know how clumpy my allulose is. Crazy. It's hard to even measure out. I didn't weigh anything this time because it's not a baking recipe. So I was just scooping with a measuring cup. You're gonna need this strainer again. So if you have any like little bits of salt or sugar, dump them out. And you're gonna put this onto another bowl because we are going to need that in a minute. We need a whisk. So you just wanna whisk all that together and have that ready to go. And there's only one other ingredient in here, and that's vanilla extract. Because these, I tasted them for scientific purposes because I wanted to get them as close as possible. They are very vanilla-y. I think it's the natural and artificial flavors. It doesn't have vanilla in it per se, but I'm guessing that's where that flavor comes from. Okay, we're gonna set that aside for now. I need this up front. Hopefully I have enough workspace. I just have 3/4 of a cup of allulose in here. I'm gonna add a little bit of water just to get the melting process going. Turn this on kind of low. The only trick to this is if you go too far on this simple syrup, it gets a little bit too sticky. You just want it to coat the nuts just to get the cocoa powder and sugar to stick to it. If it gets too thick, it gets real thick on the almonds and it gets kind of goopy. You don't want that. You just want the sugar to melt. I also did it a couple different ways. I put the vanilla in later and it didn't get as much vanilla flavor. So I'm gonna put it in the beginning this time. That's what I did the first time, but then it's harder to tell how dark your sugar is getting. You really do not need it to be cooked for very long. I gotta put this on even lower because I want all that sugar to dissolve before it gets too thick. Okay, It's already starting to boil. I just roasted these for 10 minutes at 375, just until you can start smelling them. That's how you know they're toasting up. Add those all into your sugar. You only want to cook these for about a minute. Get everything nice and coated and kind of infused with that vanilla flavor. So this is a little bit different of a method than in my last keto nut video. You can also do that method with these, but I wanted them to be more powdery on the outside. And if you do that method with just adding water to the cocoa and sugar and coating your nuts, putting them and baking them, you're not gonna get like a powdery outside, you're gonna get a real crispy outside. You just want to cook this for about a minute. Just keep coating it. You can feel when your nuts are getting a little bit sticky. You want to have everything ready because this goes really fast. So I have a sheet tray, which I've used for a bunch of batches already, as you can see, with a silicone mat on it. And that's where we're going to land our almonds after they're done. Speaking of which, I'm going to dust a little bit of cocoa powder down on my sheet pan. Okay. We're at a full boil. We're all nice and coated and sticky. I'm going to cut the heat. We're going to give one last coating to them. We're going to strain them into a bowl. Now this syrup you made is delicious to sweeten your coffee with. You do not need to buy those skinny syrups. That's your syrup right there, vanilla. You want to get as much of the excess sugar off as possible. So you don't want them too thick with sugar. Set that aside and dump right into your cocoa. And give them a toss. They're very sticky. Now you can take these guys that are all nice and coated. You may get a little dusty cocoa everywhere, but you're gonna be good. Want them all nicely coated. You sprinkle them on your pan. And that's about it. You just let them cool and they will harden, and that's it. And I'm gonna package these up all nice in jars for my mother. And it's gonna be a great Mother's Day gift. We'll be back in probably about 30 minutes and we're gonna try some of these guys once they cool. Hey, we got a bowl of cocoa almonds. Look delicious. Now I did try a couple different keto options on this. I looked up recipes. Most of them just said to roast in the oven and then put into a mixture of cocoa and powdered stevia or monk fruit or whatever. And they weren't that good. I mean, the stuff didn't stick to it. And that's what I really wanted. I wanted the coating to stick real good and to have like almost like a crunchy outside to it. And these turned out awesome. They are a little bit messier than the Great Value. You do get a little bit of cocoa on your fingers, but you can bake these again at 375 for 5 minutes and the coating will almost turn like kind of liquidy. You gotta let them cool before you touch them again because they get sticky again, but then they harden. But I think the flavor was better with them not being baked again. And I gave them a little sift in a big hold strainer to get all the extra cocoa off of the almonds. But don't throw that out. You can reuse it for another batch or for a hot cocoa or for some hot cocoa bombs. But time to try this batch of cocoa almonds. They have the right sweetness, the right cocoa flavor, and that vanilla. They taste very similar to these cocoa almonds. And my mom's gonna be so excited. Can't eat too many because they're hers. Just one more. Wow. These are delicious. I might have to make myself a batch of these for camping. These are so good and a super simple recipe. I hope you guys try them out for yourself. Only a couple of ingredients, and that took me, with shooting, probably about 30 minutes to make an entire pound of cocoa almonds. I hope you guys enjoy this recipe. If you do, please hit the subscribe and the like button. And of course, I'll be back with many more keto dessert recipes. Bye, guys.